What?
Worst.
Worst?
Worst. Like the sausage. Welcome to Christmas Saves. We're talking about dicks. So, we're talking...
Nothing new.
Don't worry about it. No, don't worry about that. The rest of it is irrelevant to you. It's been the thing we've been talking about the last 3 sessions at the beginning for some reason. I don't know.
It's very important.
At a certain point, we're going to validate it, and that's scary.
We're never going to validate it.
Right
No.
there. We keep talking about it. We get closer to valid. You guys can't ever know what this is, so it's funny. So
we've clearly laid out the rules under which it could be valid, and we've already deemed it not valid.
It needed to be gayer. That's honestly the truth. It needed to be gayer. Anyway, so speaking of gayer, welcome to the show. We've got, in order of straightness, myself. Ooh, does it count? Alex and Randy. And then I'm gonna give you the gayest card. Yeah, you get the gayest.
But I was drawn with a gay flag on me, so clearly
Sarah
I'm the biggest lesbian.
Fair enough.
No, you're actively dating a woman, so you are actually way gayer right now.
Fair, but just because it fell through before doesn't mean that you can't have prospects in the future. Live your dreams, okay?
Are you saying I should leave you for a woman?
No, I'm just saying I would get it. So, what are you saying, Randy?
Fair.
What?
Dating women is pretty gay, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's if I've learned anything on Twitter, liking the ladies. Whew,
dude,
can't imagine.
Twitter's gotten to a point where straight men are making fun of other straight men for liking women.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you want to be with a woman? They're all soft and girly.
Yeah.
It's much straighter and manly to get inside of another man.
Or have him inside of you so you can feel the callus.
It's like you're a double man.
Honestly, I feel like that's how they fucking think about it sometimes.
Nothing is
straight
harder.
guys. It's okay to be fine. I'm fine. Be fine. I don't know. Anyway, so welcome to the show. We actually have a tragic heterosexual relationship to roleplay tonight. Given the fact that we are in the Shadowfell.
Where's the gay shit?
You left him back in the material plane. I don't know.
Damn it.
Also, is it gay anymore?
It's
okay,
so it started gay, so I feel like there's residual gay. Just because they're both...
It's queer for sure.
Well, he's pan, but
no matter what, there's still butt stuff going on.
Of course.
Both ways. Yeah, I guarantee it.
Both ways.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
polymorph
canon?
exists.
Okay.
And Egnir can...
The professor knows alter self.
Yeah.
And
which gives you weird gills and shit.
And she was weirdly good at painting a giant magic paint dick one time, so...
Oh, okay.
That's a strappy. So, anyway, and then birds only have cloacas, so I don't even know what that counts as. So...
Is that kind of like scissoring, but like...
Yeah,
I think you
the
just kind of
scissor.
sploosh them together. Okay, I'm sorry.
This is a great intro for what's to come. Don't.
So, any announcements?
Art updates are in the works. I'm also gonna hopefully have a new title page for this because you keep rolling with the old art.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yep.
So that's coming.
I have won that war of attrition. Feels good, man.
It's not a war of attrition.
Yeah.
You're just stubborn.
Yes, that's literally kind of what attrition is. Who's more stubborn? Winner.
That's fair.
Also a loser long term, but short term I get to claim this victory until it all crumbles down. So, other than that, I'm honestly ready to go. I'm ready to go unless you guys got something else going on in your little brains. That sounded like I thought you're all stupid.
True.
Only one of you. Fight over it. So, don't look
I
at
have
me
a
like you
sheet of
thought it
paper
was you.
saying it's not me, so...
It's not the doctor. So, seriously, is there anything else you want to talk about? I don't want to cut you off. You know?
Dick related or in general?
Fuck it. You have 30 seconds for your favorite thought. What do you got?
Favorite thought?
Well, it doesn't have to be your favorite, like your happy place, but like what's going on right now? What's at the top of the tier before we get into character? Get it out. Get it out now. Now's the time.
I'm just thinking about
Linux commands.
Red Letter Media released their new reviews of Star Trek Picard, and I'm ready to be angry at them for their old man opinions.
Okay.
I'm thinking about a weird weeb podcast that happened.
Forgot Randy.
I went on to.
Nothing? It's got nothing?
No. I'm confused and scared.
Good. Where's the,
This show bounces around topics very quickly.
Oh,
we
yeah.
sure do. We sure fucking do.
This is just what it's like to be around us as people.
Yes, all the time. It never stops.
Oh, it's true. I did freeze.
No, you didn't. I'm just stupid.
Oh.
Yep.
Rip.
I accidentally closed the window you were in, because I'm done. So,
Fuck's sake.
last we left off, the Keepers of Eight, Elenia, Professor, Develius, and Icillus had traveled down into the Feywild from the Fey Gate on the Cracking Isles of Sight, which once housed the battle between you and the Black Hand. On your way out. This time you're on your way in. You trekked through pretty familiar territory, had a few encounters with the local fauna, and then met up with...
Is it fauna if they're living plants?
Were the living plants in the first time?
All plants
We also had the
I meant they're like
Isn't it
sapient, you know.
Fauna still, I think. That makes
Okay.
sense. They could be
I
both.
thought fauna was animals.
It
But if
is.
they're
It
living
is.
plants, are
I
they
would
animals?
call that flora if it's plants.
Doesn't matter.
No,
But you
because-
also
Depends on-
encountered, you encountered
Do they still
both
have a
flora
cell wall?
and fauna. Are we good?
If I feel like if you were in a
You
world
probably
where
encountered
there
something
were,
outside of that as well.
I don't know.
Alright. Good. You met with a Remirel, the Archdruid, in the city of Tenuvian. And in exchange for passage to Sorrow's End, the sort of home of the Caraptus, in which is your destination, which is now under control of the Archdruid. You gave back your boons, which were once granted to you. You headed, after that, west, toward the Caraptus and Sorrow's End. After more encounters with definitely fauna, and the tragic loss of a very useful shield, you
Rip
made your
shield.
way, finally, down the ridge and toward the city. There you met up with Kraylin, who seems to be protecting the entrance to the Caraptus, and you're seeing some of the fallout from your previous encounter with the person who used to run the place, called the Fearsmith, who you murdered. After a short meal with Kraylin, where he snuck in a little hero's feast for you, he tried to talk you out of going down to the Caraptus, but you persisted. He opened the door for you, sending you beneath, shutting the door above you, suddenly swaddled in the cold. You all stood silently for a moment, and then a cockback of the hammer of his gun, Icillus takes a step forward, says, "This way." What are you doing?
How dark is it down here?
It's pitch black,
Okay.
just like last time.
Normal darkness.
It is not magical darkness, that is correct.
I'm gonna have light on Solarion so we can see a little better where we're going. And I'm gonna...
Okay, so you have
Follow
60
Icillus.
feet of light around you. It is a little dusty in here. Hasn't been used in a bit. It's not really kicked up much, so there's a thin layer of on this, again, about 25 feet up. is the ceiling, and it is flat-hewn stone. And you know that you've been to the sides, at least one of the sides of this before. It is also flat. It looks like someone disintegrated a huge, miles-long sort of basement-type flat thing. It reminds, I think I described it the first time as like, imagine a stone version of the Christopher Nolan Batcave, where it's just like a long warehouse, about 25 feet up, very claustrophobic. Because the ceilings are only so tall, every time you talk, it bounces back and forth, and it's really reverbery in here. Very dusty. The air is stale. You feel like you can hear far out, but again, because it's so reverbery, just a footstep, and you sort of crunch over a small pebble. Just that sounds like it sends it out hundreds of feet in either direction. Everything feels loud. Your breath feels loud. And even with that, it being incredibly quiet, you can also feel your heartbeat. And that almost gives off this sort of feeling. It's pretty disorienting, except for you, Icillus. While it should be frightening to be here, you are immune to fear. Due to the Hero's Feast. Everyone still has their stats on that. You have all your hit points and stuff. So, with Icillus leading the way, where do you want to head?
I'm just going to keep moving straight forward, I guess.
Okay. So you head straight forward for a while. Does anyone want to do anything while you head forward?
I will imbue my bow while we're walking.
Just the bow?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
You're all death warded and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
Just following Icillus.
Alright. Icillus, you're in charge.
Yep.
You head forward into this place, and it's just dank, empty. Well, not dank, I guess dry, empty. Flat. Moderately cold, like in the 50s. Just like you remember. Not in the
I know,
1950s.
for some reason,
Yeah.
for a second I was like, why was it so cold in the 50s? What is he talking
Just black and white. No,
so
in the actual. Yeah. What do I do?
Is there any changing pathway, or is it
No,
just
there's
keep going
never been a
straight?
changing pathway. You know this well. There are no pathways.
Can I
It is flat.
make an investigation to see if I notice anything that looks like there's signs of any creature or anything?
You do hear a long, far knock.
Oh god.
Any sound you hear in this happens.
Okay.
But you can't tell a direction. It bounces.
Okay. Fuck.
Icillus, you're used to hearing noises all the time. Sometimes you'll hear a distant scream or a groan, and you'll know that the Caraptus has claimed another person. You also know, and this is something you had not really discovered before, Icillus, you're aware that the entrance to the Caraptus changes. So once you walk away from it, it's no longer an eyesight, it is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any... Are we able to see basically, like, edges to the chamber we're in?
Not yet.
Oh, shit.
You were in the middle of a... You could see the ceiling and the floor.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been here. I remember it was like this. Oh, God. How did you Or how did they, the Dream Eaters, come across you the first time? Just, they found you at some point down here?
Yeah. They find people when they're at their lowest and ready to give up. There's never really a predictable pattern to it.
Did they ever take you anywhere that was different than here?
No. They would lure parts of the group away from the others to kill them, but they never took me anywhere.
The furthest he ever traveled was guiding people through different dungeons.
There has to be somewhere that they stay, right? Like, they don't just wander forever, do they? Do they rest?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, at the very least, maybe we should just continue until we hit a wall so we can at least get some sort of bearing on where we are.
We could also just try to tempt them out.
How do you propose we do that?
I assume it would be easier than it normally would. We've been told they've been...
Starving.
Yeah.
It's true.
They know you. Maybe you could try and say something to them.
He doesn't have a soul for them to eat anymore, though, so I feel like they'll just... Or to take, to bargain, whatever they do with it. I feel like...
Well, okay, so the way it was described to you is they don't eat souls. They feed on dreams. Dream eaters.
Mm-hmm.
But not in that they steal them. They feed on the effects dreams cause. So, here, it seems fear is a big... It's like their main source. And while you're dreaming and having nightmares is when they feed. And at a certain point, it seems, based on your conversations with the Archdruid and Icillus and just being here, it seems after a certain point they are capable of... Maybe it's an apparatus of the Craftus, maybe it's them themselves, maybe it's some other entity. There was an ability to detach the soul in ways with deals. And you don't know how that really manifests. But Icillus, you did make a deal with them. So that could have been it.
If they feast on people who are having nightmares, and they're starving right now, you can always try to lure them out with dreams.
How long's it been since our last long rest?
Since before you got into town, you rested at the ridge. Probably 4 or 5 hours. You're also immune to fear right now.
Yeah. That works on more than just the effect. Basically, it works on the colloquial term fear as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you could still be worried about your well-being, but you wouldn't be
Viscerally, you're not
Right.
afraid. You're
you
not
might
like
have a jump
panicking.
scare or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're calm in the face of it.
Well, that means that plan's probably out, more or less.
Yeah, but
Could dispel it.
Imagine if you're stuck somewhere with no food for a long period of time, and someone walks in with, like, the thing you would, like, you hate to eat, like you would vomit if you were to try to eat it, and it just walks in. Would you be desperate enough to try?
Fair point. I guess it depends on how they're able to... I don't know the specifics, but I feel like your metaphor makes sense.
I mean, fear is the predominant emotion or feeling in the dreams here, but not necessarily the only thing that they can feed on.
Exactly, so we can try to tempt them out.
I have stuff that he sent me for Shadowfell.
There are 3 of us here that aren't. Just use us as bait.
Can you still cast sleep?
Yes.
Works on hit point maximum.
Yeah, no. Could
I have
somebody
to cast it
willingly
as a-
use that as a way to go back to sleep if they've already slept that day? Even if...
I could just upcast it to a very high level.
Say I have 160 hit points.
Yeah, it'd be really hard.
Yeah.
One action. It's a range spell. Can you cast range spells at yourself at disadvantage?
Why would you have disadvantage?
Because
The reason you have
it's
disadvantage-
within 5 feet.
No, the reason you have disadvantage is because they're fucking assailing you. Like, they're swinging swords and shit and stopping your hands from doing the things. Like, you're not
It
stopping
wouldn't be
yourself.
disadvantage. Because
No, you can cast on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can cast a fireball at your forehead if you really
Well,
want to.
before we do that,
That's good to know.
why don't we just sit here and wait?
We did
have
just get down here.
I have to imagine that they're gonna be curious,
I have to imagine they probably know we're here already.
and they're probably gonna try to lure one of us away or try to separate us so that they can try to pick us off. So, we'll let them come to us.
I also feel like maybe we should at least walk in one direction, just to... so we're not just waiting around doing nothing.
Even if we can just get up against a wall like we were before with the... Because I'll do a tiny hut, but... Or should I do a tiny hut? Do we want them
No,
to
I
get
wouldn't
to
do
us?
a tiny hut. Not yet.
Icillus, you also know there are random entrances to dungeons around. Sometimes they'll be in the floor or the ceiling or the walls or...
So we could just keep going until we find one of those.
But do the Dream Eaters ever go that far? Do they try to leave through the dungeons, or?
They've never followed you into the dungeons before.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be better to stay here where they live.
Sure.
What if we find a dungeon, then if we need to, then we have a way to get out?
But presumably they move around the entrances, right? That's what you said?
What do you mean?
The entrances to the dungeons move as well as the entrance
The
to
entrances to the dungeons move.
Yes.
Yes.
So
They're
you've
not always in
found
the same spot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sure.
What do you mean? I guess I don't feel like you're disagreeing, so I don't
We're
know.
not. I was just asking for clarification.
Okay, so they less move than they appear.
Sure.
Like, it's not like one dungeon goes around.
Right.
It's more like,
The room of requirement. Except that's all in the same place. I understand what you mean, though.
Yeah, the way you exited the first time was finishing a dungeon, though.
Okay.
Which isn't typical.
Either way, we need to talk to the Dream Eaters, or fight them, or whatever first. Hopefully we can just talk to them. We'll see what happens.
Could make a lot of noise. So they know we're here.
Sure.
I don't know how far away that was, but it seems like sounds carry. Really far.
That sounded like a door to a dungeon opening to you.
When we were down here the first time, was there other stuff down here that we had to deal with other than the Dream Eaters?
Not until we got into the dungeon.
Okay.
You met 2 people there that were trapped for a very long time in that dungeon, it seems. You also found a ring.
Yep.
Oh, that
yeah.
was here,
Yep, that
wasn't
was
it?
here.
This is where we got the cursed
That's
ring.
why I was afraid if we ended up going to the same dungeon and the ring's just back, I'd be like, oh.
Icillus, you've never been to the same dungeon twice. Weirdly, you did know how to guide people through them, though.
Well, we can wait for a little bit, and if nothing happens, then I say we just walk.
Should we make some sort of noises to lure?
Yeah, I don't have anything loud. But
Just talk.
I'll
Have a good-
fire Aaliyah.
Oh, I was gonna say we could just have a
You're
good
gonna
time.
Shoot Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you fire the weapon. Just one shot?
Just one shot.
Okay. You do, and it's very fucking loud. Like, all of you immediately feel like covering your ears. And which direction did you shoot it?
In what would have been our forward direction.
Okay. Roll a perception check. Okay.
27.
27. A ways off, you do hear it. You don't know if it fell on the ground or if it hit a wall. You definitely heard it impact stone, though. A ways off.
Should we just walk in that direction?
Well, if we want him to find us, we should stay in the location the sound originated from.
Yep.
That's true. At least we know what direction we can walk.
We also have this light, which kind of makes us
Very
target.
visible.
I think maybe we position ourselves roughly back to back.
That's what
Sure.
I was thinking. Almost like a plus sign. So we can each watch a direction.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
yeah.
Roll a perception check.
Will this get the advantage or no?
Only within 60 feet. If you want to listen for things that are approaching further than 60 feet, it's up to you.
22.
Oh, bad.
20.
4.
12.
Kind of hard holding the light and seeing past it. Even if you kind of put it behind your head, you're just kind of at the epicenter of it. The two of you are pretty well aware of your surroundings, listening to different things. Sounds like some rocks fell.
I forgot I have extended dark vision. 30 feet, so it'd be 90.
Wait, where'd you get 60 feet?
Thought I had 60 already.
From what?
You gave me dark vision at one point. I just don't remember how much it was. I thought it was 60 though.
Standard dark vision
Standard
is
dark vision
60 feet.
Oh, you have expanded from Blood Hunter.
Correct, because
Okay,
we're in
then
dark
plus 30.
dim light, so it'd be
Okay,
90
yeah,
feet.
good. So you can just see out just past the edge of the...
I think you
30
gave that to
feet
him because
outside
he's
of
an owl, and
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to not have it.
Okay. And then Icillus, you're a little distracted. You keep walking. Go back and see if you can find the place that you used to camp. You basically used to find a wall, put it on your left side, and walk until you found it. Sometimes it would take quite a bit. It it might even have moved on you, or it might just show up when you think about it. Maybe if you fall asleep and dream about it, it pops up. You don't know. Nothing seems to be happening. You have a tense 10 minutes, 15, 20. You did come down here and slap some ass the first time. Maybe they remember. You're starting to think like,
Should we
this isn't
directly-
bait. You're a threat.
Should we directly address them and let them know we want to talk with them?
Sure.
Yeah.
We can say that we're not a threat, and as long as they don't attack us, we won't attack them.
Okay. I'll cast Thaumaturgy. Which makes I'm gonna make my voice 3 times louder, and it's already gonna echo.
Okay.
Before I do this, I'm gonna be like, this is gonna be loud as fuck.
Closer.
Dream Eaters, we wish to parlay with you. We will not attack if you don't. Oh god, you okay?
Yeah, I thought it was on the back. One of the wheels is good. No, you're fine. Keep going.
Why have we never put like books under that?
Well, because it moves around.
That's true.
One of the wheels on this chair isn't there, and I thought it was rotated to the back. It was rotated to the left. Go ahead.
Our friend wishes to discuss a deal that was made with you. We'll be waiting. And I'll just sit back down.
Okay.
Deactivate the spell. Well,
Well,
that
it's
doesn't
cantrip. I mean,
cantrip.
Only works
Okay.
for yeah.
Yeah. Well, if that doesn't work, we're gonna have to move after a while.
Yeah.
Wait, maybe another 20
20
30
minutes?
minutes.
Okay. You keeping the light on and everything? Okay. Keep rolling perception checks.
25.
17?
Oh, much better. 17.
12 again.
Okay. Icillus, you're still a little distracted. Thinking about if the blood stain is still there. Thinking about getting Julia back. They're still ready to shoot at the first sight of one of these things. You have 25. You hear kind of off to your right, which at this point you're not necessarily sure which way you were walking. You're pretty sure it's a little bit past your right, maybe, but you don't know that that's necessarily cardinally perpendicular or anything. Could be runs diagonally into a wall. I don't know. Pretty sure you hear like a mouth noise, like something quickly chew on something, just barely. Like, other than that, the next minute's super quiet, and that's the end of your 20 minutes.
Do I hear which? I did hear what direction the noise was
off to
coming
your
from.
right. It was outside of your eyesight, but maybe just like a maybe, like someone biting like into like a bone with meat, or like a maybe like it was like a tin and someone scooped something out.
I heard something that direction. I don't know if you'll want to continue waiting.
We can try to investigate it.
Yeah, it's the best lead we've got.
Yeah.
I'll start heading off in that direction.
Okay.
Alright, Icillus, in this space you have advantage on survival checks to try to track anything, since it's what you did. Everybody else just normal.
Yeah.
So if If you want to make that check, you can.
Sure.
All of us can make it, or just him?
Well, 2 people can.
Okay, I will as well.
19 for me.
28.
Okay. Just kind of head off in that direction. You almost would have missed it. But Valios sort of gets a little bit low and peers out. And he sort of notices something. He sort of points it out to you, and you pop your goggles on a little bit to get a little bit better view. And in this thin dust layer, you can just barely make out the incredibly thin and almost translucent, like rib bones of like a fish that may have been like someone took a bite of fish and like pulled the bones. You ever bitten into a piece of fish with bones in it, like a piece of salmon or anything? I don't even really do seafood. Well, that happens sometimes. If they don't debone it, you can sort of see like 4 super small, like little fish bones that were kind of just like sucked on and thrown on the ground. You pick them up. You don't feel wet or anything, but a little bit of the dust clings to them, like it's not been there super long. Maybe what you heard. And that you maybe moved 300 feet. The noise was just soft enough not to travel super far and echo and distort it, so...
Are there any signs around that of, like...
Disturbances in the dust or something? Like movement?
Go ahead and look.
Perception or investigation?
Depends on what so,
I'm gonna
perception
look for...
would be the broader sort of looking out. Investigation would be looking specifically where these were and looking for in the immediate vicinity for any sort of disturbance.
I'm gonna do the broader perception.
I'm gonna look around at
If
the
you're doing it
dust.
with advantage, it's only in 90 feet.
Yeah. 23.
19.
19...
Investigation.
Okay.
27 investigation.
Okay.
I'm rolling decent.
Icillus?
25 perception.
Okay. So the 2 of you are investigating, so you're kind of more near this little... I'm going to call it a pile, but it's not a pile. It was like 4 individual things kind of near each other in this dust. You sort of get down, you scan it a little bit, and you sort of looking at it, sort of softly blowing dust to not disturb it too much to see if there's anything. And then the 2 of you are sort of kind of covering them while they do this, and also taking stock of kind of what's going on. And you 2 notice that there's definitely a handprint, like a quarter handprint, like maybe this, of some sort of thing near that. As you sort of blow the dust a little bit, some of it sticks to the spot like it was a little wet, and it sort of moistened through. And there's like maybe just like a little bit of like this much, but the fingers are long. Not bladed or anything, just like long fingers, like almost like a tall gnome, where their fingers are a little bit longer anyway, but like it's bigger than like a sig hand, for instance, but thin like that, probably emaciated. Other than that, not much. And the 2 of you see on the ceiling, as you're trying to pay attention to everything, just on the outside of your vision, and Icillus, you more hear it than see it. You see the reflection of like 2 eye lenses, really briefly, as Eleni sort of tips down the spear to get a better look. It just and then runs across, and then you're paying attention to that, and Icillus, you hear just like something on the ceiling, fuck off. But you see the direction. You see the direction, and you hear the direction.
They're watching us.
How high up is the ceiling?
25 feet. The eyes looked roughly human-sized if it was roughly 90 feet away or so and up that far, but the handprint doesn't seem huge.
Why don't we go off in the direction of where it went? Did you see where it
Yeah,
went?
And it
I'm gonna
definitely-
levitate.
You know for a fact that is not a Dream Eater eye. The way
Right.
it's described, they don't reflect like that. They glow. If they don't want to show their eyes, they just won't. It'll just be a void. So, that wasn't a Dream Eater.
Maybe whatever that is knows what's
Right.
going on, if we can find them.
Yeah, I think we just follow it.
Yeah. I'm gonna levitate up to like just below the ceiling and then go off in that direction.
Okay, you do so.
Follow
Are you
underneath.
just gonna get to where he saw the eyes? And you kind of heard the noise, or are you gonna go past that? Like, are you investigating the ceiling area, I guess?
More just following in the direction of the
Okay.
skittering.
Okay. And again, it didn't sound like spiders or anything. It wasn't like, or, you know, there wasn't a squeak. There wasn't like an insect. It sounded like flesh on stone. Like if someone was running barefoot. But on the ceiling. Okay. As you head forward, you can track them with survival again if you'd like.
I'm gonna do perception to keep an eye on the.
Sure.
1d6.
Within a 90 feet
Yeah.
radius to kind of make sure no one's...
Yep.
Okay. Do you guys want to do anything? I know you're doing light.
Just kind of following behind them.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
20.
20 perception?
Yep.
Okay. And what was your survival?
26.
Okay. You have a pretty good eye out. You have the bow ready. If you need anything, there's a couple times you raise it, but it's just like a little glint off like a pebble or something on the ground. You actually see these kind of a lot. For a place that's all flat, it seems that something is tracking the occasional like piece of rock or like different colors of dust is a strong word for it, like just debris, I guess. You have a feeling it might be when those doors open, they spill out a little bit. It's kind of eerie sometimes to see like just a different color pop up. Like this might be a green jade sort of rock, like maybe this big. Maybe it's just a dust that just like swaths across. It's a little bit darker than the rest of it. It's very strange. As you move forward, tracking this, let me see, passive perceptions. Those two again, of course. Very faintly, you smell kind of body odor, like that sort of acrid, similar to onion waft. And that's another maybe quarter mile as you track. And that's your next piece of information. That's where you stop. But you can smell like some sort of like sweat.
As we are walking, did it get stronger, or is it kind
It's
of
just
the same?
it's just kind of the same right now. It's kind of in this space is a little.
Look up.
Yeah, there's nothing there. You're in. I mean, it's in bright ass light.
Plus
Nothing
he's
above you.
levitating.
Mm-hmm.
We follow the smell.
Like you guys can barely smell it. Just that these two are.
It might just be someone else who's stuck down here for whatever reason. Maybe if we try and say something to him.
Why are they skittering on the ceiling?
I don't know. Why is he floating? And I pointed at
I
Icillus.
guess that's true.
Like, why?
That hand didn't look human, but
It was humanoid-ish. It could be something we don't necessarily know, but might be intelligent. I don't know. Or it could be something that wants to murder us. Either way, it's running away.
It seems scared.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We could try and say something to it. And try and get information.
If you want to try again, it can't hurt.
Can we all see in the dark?
I can.
60
Yeah.
feet.
I'm gonna turn the light out.
Okay. The light goes out, and all around you, in veins running across the ceiling, seems to be some sort of bioluminescent, like weed. It's been growing on and has absorbed some of the light here. And you can see a couple of them slowly fading, like if you're in pitch black and something, like you broke one of those bracelets or whatever.
Close.
And as the glow stick sort of, the chemical reaction dies, and you start losing focus on the light it's giving off, that's kind of the effect. It's sort of this green-blue that goes away. And then you're in even more pitch black.
I'm gonna cast tongues.
Okay.
You gonna try to talk to it?
And then I'm just gonna say,
Does tongues let you communicate to anything?
yes.
Within a radius?
It just
Or-
anything that can hear me, or that I
knows
can
at
hear.
least one language, can understand, I think.
Correct.
Okay.
I just kind of, not yell necessarily, but say loudly and project, "Hello, if there's someone out there, we're not here to hurt you. We would just like some information. We could maybe even help you. If you're hungry, we could give you some food. We're just trying to find the Dream Eaters."
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh god.
You mentioned fucking Dream Eaters, the
That's a good point.
apex predator of the
The
fucking...
thing that's killing everything in here, we want to find it on purpose.
18?
19. You hear a little, like a tin cup. Ding. It's like a little, like a mess cup on stone, just once. Ding.
Can I tell where it came from?
So here it go. Like it was dropped. You can tell, kind of off to your immediate right, kind of almost 90 degrees to where you were walking. A couple hundred feet away.
I'll point that out.
We have food and rations. Healing if you need it.
I repeat what she says just in case it doesn't speak common.
Okay.
I'm gonna start slowly walking towards that direction then.
Same.
Yeah.
Sure.
Keeping an eye out for anything.
Yeah, me
Okay,
too.
once you point the direction, Icillus takes a step in front of all of you and cocks his gun again, walking forward. I don't think he can see very well, though.
Me?
Do you have the dark vision goggles?
I have the cloak that gives me demon sight.
Hey, there you go. So you look forward. What's the range on all of your dark vision? 60 or
60.
90?
Mine's
60
90,
feet.
and dim light is 90.
You're 90. Okay. So with Velios next to you, and the other two very close behind, almost flanking out. You walk forward, and you see first, due to your dark vision, sort of this black mark on the ground just at the edge of your 90 feet. You can't get much color, but it's definitely darker. And there seems to be a few stones in like a medium circle, and then some sort of substance, like powdery substance, in the middle. You take another step and you kind of hold Icillus' shoulder, and everybody sort of stops. You kind of lean forward just to kind of get the rest of it in. You You guys take small steps. Now that you know something's there, do you want to just walk normal? Are you guys trying to stealth?
I'm just walking normal, like.
Yeah.
Non-threatening.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep my hands visible.
You're
Yeah.
still holding your Mistral?
I'll have it on my.
Well, yeah, but I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, because it had been out earlier.
Right. No, I would just.
Are you still cocking your gun?
Yeah.
Okay. Gun's still out. Ready. You also notice pieces of what look like leather or cloth seem to be sloping upward away from you. Maybe draped over something?
Like a tent?
Maybe? You can't really tell yet. He's just kind of, because he's 30 feet, more sight. And then you can see kind of an apparatus above that little circle. Seems to be like a stand with a pole that runs across. And a little hook. And on the end of the hook is a small, like a little bowl. It looks like a campsite. And then off to the left against what is now a wall, you've reached the edge. You see a humanoid-shaped bloodstain on the ground and against the wall.
How old is the blood?
Well, you don't know. You're not there. You can't tell from 90 feet away in the dark, seeing in black
I
and
don't know
white.
how close
But you
we
can
were.
definitely tell. Yeah, it's just been at the edge of his sight the whole time. But 90 feet away, you can definitely tell. You've seen bloodstains into kind of how it smears, and kind of how it's not. It's like almost a brownish in the dark vision.
I would let them all know. Of course.
Velios, when you say that, the hand that was on her shoulder was now no longer on her shoulder, as Icillus takes a quick step forward and there's a little gasp. You recognize the description of this camp, Icillus?
I'd follow him.
Was he walking
If
forward?
he walks forward.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving towards it.
Okay, you move towards it, and after about 30 feet, you can all see what Velios described. It looks pretty ransacked at this point. There was an old little, like, you're kind of in a corner. You can see that off to the right side, there's, like, you kind of came at it at an angle into this corner area. And you can see off in the corner, there is sort of a impromptu bathroom area / like kind of wash area, where there was an old bucket that you used. There is sort of a tent. It's more so that you could just not have to hear the sounds so much. It's just leathers and stuff that you had gathered over time. Some of them shirts, some of them trousers, some of them just pieces of fucking skin. Not human skin though. That you laid over top of this sort of short tent, and there's some padding on the inside of pieces of paper and anything that's even remotely soft that you could have laid down on. That little circle is clearly a little fire pit that hasn't been lit in a little bit. Though, Icillus, you look down and you absolutely can see recent remnants of charcoal. There's a little bit of a scent to it still, of something that was burning here. So, since you've left. And there are piles and piles of just refuse and garbage and other stuff. And then against the wall on the left side, there is a roughly 5.5 foot tall sort of, it's a little macabre, like she bled through the back of her clothes on the ground. Like it soaked in, just became part of the scenery.
I'm gonna make my way over to that.
Okay.
And just kneel down, place a hand on it.
You do so.
Do I recognize all this from the...
Yeah. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
Because time has passed. Before, in the spot, there were more things here. There were, like a little stool, pieces of paper that weren't all ripped up and shredded. There was another tent, sort of next to it that seemed to have other shit in it. Probably just like where this Icillus kept some extra equipment and stuff, maybe some food, just so the dust wouldn't cover it. The refuse pile was also smaller.
I'm gonna walk over towards Icillus and like have a hand on his shoulder while I'm standing, and he's looking at the bloodstain.
Okay. As you do this, Icillus, make me a wisdom save. As you sort of process, it's not a magical effect, as you sort of process this.
Well, they're all doing that. I'm gonna keep watching
With the Lenya there, make it with advantage.
with the outskirts to make sure nothing comes up on us.
Okay, roll perception check.
12.
12. Okay.
20.
You're good. Okay. Velius just kind of turns his back on this and sort of is looking out around. Yeah, you can feel the sort of like of Icillus like fighting, crying. Collects himself. His shoulder gets less tense after you put your hand on it. Sits there for a little bit. What do you want to do?
I guess at this point, stand up. And Alenia, can you prestidigitate this? Just clean it up.
Sure.
Put your hand out and start from top to bottom. And after a little bit, the dust and the blood stain start to disappear in sort of waves. So keep your hand out. Icillus, you look down, and where your hand was pressed to it, there are a few flecks of the blood, the dried blood flakes on your hand, just in your palm.
I guess we just look through the camp here and see if there's anything useful, if we find any information.
I have an idea. Once I'm done cleaning up the blood, I'm gonna take one of my days of rations. I'm gonna walk a bit out of the camp, like just out of where it's just on the edge of my sight, and leave just a ration out. And then walk
Like
back.
in the tin it comes in, or?
I'm gonna open it.
Okay, so you just sort of roll that back. There's crackers inside, some dried meats, nuts, typically.
I'm gonna lay that out and then walk back to the camp and
Okay.
just sit down and look in that direction.
Okay, so you sort of sit down next to the impromptu fire pit thingy, or next to the tent, or
Yeah, by the fire pit.
okay. What are you doing?
I'm assuming you're trying to bait whoever, whatever we may have heard.
It's not really bait. It's just...
I don't mean it in a negative connotation way. You're trying to
It's an
earn
offering
trust.
of... Yeah.
Okay.
An offering of trust, and... They're probably starving if they're stuck down here for so long.
I'm gonna ask Icillus, since we're gonna wait for this presumably, is it okay if I light this fire pit? Or do you want it to remain how it has been?
No, it's fine to light up.
I do so.
How?
One sec.
Do we have anything to light on fire?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, I can use creation to make stuff to burn.
There's a pile of garbage right there.
Yeah, I'll use that. Again, I'll ask and make sure nothing in there is anything that he wants or needs. But then I'll take that and put it in there.
Is that okay, Icillus?
I mean, I assume it's literally just refuse and garbage.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And I'll just use firebolt to...
There's some organic matter in here. Firebolt doesn't really do that.
It does. It says a flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Okay. I guess you can. Guess I'm thinking of the other ones, but
Yeah. It usually says
it
whether
also
or
has
not.
a lot of. Yeah. Okay. So I guess go ahead and make an investigation to pull out stuff that you think can light on fire. You sort of dig through garbage yet again in this campaign.
27. Yeah, it's a theme.
You're very good at it. You could
The garbage sorter.
you could be a freegan. Icillus, while this is happening, are you doing anything? Are you looking through the tent and everything like you said you might do, but...
Yeah, I was thinking I'd poke my head into the tent and...
Okay, go roll an investigation check if you're looking for something.
17?
17. 17 and a 27, okay. Yeah, with a 17 you find it. There's a little, in the back corner, there was a point when the ground sort of broke and snapped, and she pulled it away, and there was a little space under there, and she used to fold little things in a piece of, like a thin piece of leather, and slide it in there, and then put the thing back. Just in case anything ever came by and tried to steal shit from you, she kept, basically, what was valuable. And you notice that is undisturbed as of yet. It's kind of under the corner of the tent. You kind of got to lift the tent up just a little bit, slide under there, and you kind of pull. And as you're going through, picking stuff out, there's some like old, maybe a banana peel, like just the tip part. Like there's some fibrous materials. There seems to be little pieces of cloth that you can probably do. And after a little bit, you start to gain enough, and you're still sort of digging through. And Icillus, you pick it up, and there's a little, very tamped down, like a piece of leather. If you found it in the woods, it would be like crispy almost to like pull it apart. Did you want to open it up?
Is there anything else on the tent, or is this the only thing?
There's just like bedding, like torn up pieces of what maybe used to be cotton. You do notice, with an investigation of 17, in the opposite corner, because it's about a 8x8 sort of space here, in the opposite corner there is a little bit of a depression, and it looks like someone or something has been sleeping there recently, about the size of a person, kind of curled up in the fetal position maybe. and maybe within the last few days. But yeah, you have this sort of like dark brown, almost reddish piece of squarey leather, and you can hear Professor go, ooh, and sort of grab another something. Your pile's getting pretty big, and you've put it over, and you got a little bit more. Start to sift through. A lot of it's like rock and pieces of like shavings of metal and things that are like bones, like a lot of like things that you can't necessarily eat anymore. But you can find enough stuff, especially mostly tinder, but enough to get some light going pretty soon. But yeah, did you want to open that?
Yeah, I'll start making my way out of the tent as I open it.
Okay, pop out of the tent and see Professor going back for seconds. Valios is over watching stuff. Alenia's sort of sitting down. You kind of see him walk out. You kind of scooched a little bit further away from this small stinky garbage pile that has been accruing next to you, as it had sort of a seal on it, as no one had been really interrupting it too much, it seems. But that oniony smell is getting through. Sort of look out, and that little tin is untouched, and you see Icillus sort of crack open with this sort of like old book binding leathery sound, and it's folded in twice, and then once this way and once this way, and you look in, and there's one thing in there. There's one thing, and it is a small, the glint of it you immediately recognize. This little cut little diamond and a small golden band. This is the engagement ring you gave to Julia. She had hidden it. Your wedding band you have, your personal wedding band. This is her engagement ring. You did not have money when you bought this. It's about a 15 gold ring with a small but nice diamond on it.
I'll just slip that into one of my coat pockets for now.
Okay. You do so. And then you find this nice sort of almost like an onion skin that like the outside that's like dry. You're like, oh, this would be perfect. And you pull that up and you put that there, and a little eye is looking out from the inside, and it goes. The eye gets big, and you go, unable to feel the jolt of fear you normally would feel in that scenario. Icillus, you see Professor freeze, and there's this like Mexican standoff that feels like an eternity of just two eyes looking at each other from a distance, locking. Lasts about a second in reality, but what do you want to do?
It's
just like
in the distance. I see it.
No.
In the trash pile.
In the trash pile, over the course of like a 5-foot distance, you are looking. You are making eye contact with this thing that you. It goes.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay.
And you hear. Ah! And then you see like it dive underneath this trash pile. And then you hear this. Icillus looks over and you see shit in this 15-foot long sort of trash pile. Just, and it's like burrowing under, like you hear it going. It's like moving shit.
Hey, we're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna hurt you.
I don't
We promise.
know if it knows.
I still
tongue
tongue should
tongues.
still be.
How long does that last?
Something like an hour?
I think if it's an
Let me
hour,
double
if it's
check.
not 10 minutes, you're good.
I thought it was 10
It's
minutes.
1 hour.
It's 1
Okay,
hour?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Roll persuasion check with disadvantage.
Tell it we have food.
You did.
22.
22. You hear it sort of slow down. And then slowly the garbage pile raises up a little bit.
Can we see?
Food for me, sir.
Yeah.
I'll go grab the ration out of the middle of the floor.
What?
We will not hurt you. Is he speaking common?
No.
What do
You
I...
don't know. It
Okay.
comes. You
I'm
fucking
gonna go
understand.
grab the ration
You
and
don't
then
understand.
I know.
I relay the
She
information.
just told me, go get the food. So I go get the ration and I'm gonna hand it to Professor.
I'm going to very slowly walk up. Food for you. And I'm going to set it down kind of and back up.
The trash goes, and then you can see a long hand just rub the trash over top, and when it gets down into the trash, you can see the trash pile going, as you hear. It's like licking the inside of the tin. Gets cut a little bit. You can't see. It's just trash. At this point, you've walked over. What do you want to do? It's hiding in the trash.
Do you want to see if it feels comfortable enough coming out? Maybe introducing itself?
Hey, I hope you liked the food. If you need more, we have a little bit more. If you need healing, we can do that. We just wanted to talk for a minute, if that's okay. We promise we're not gonna hurt you.
I'm gonna toss one of my rations to Professor as well.
I'll kind of open if it's in a can or whatever, and
It is. It's like a little tin that rolls back.
hold it. I don't set it down like I did last time. I just kind of hold it out. Just
See its eyeball on it. Doesn't hide this time though.
okay.
You can see rows of like teeth. They're not like sharp. They're just like human teeth that are just like not taken care of.
What
But they
does
go a
its
little bit
face look
wider.
like?
You can't really tell yet. Its nose is almost bat-like, and its eyes are very humanoid. It has like dark gray sclera. You're not really in light right now, though, so you can't really tell. Its skin seems to be on the grayer side. In common.
Scary light lady.
I can.
Very bright.
She's particularly bright. You don't have light on.
No, I
still,
don't
do you?
have light on.
Light.
I won't turn the lights on.
There's small light.
We have a fire.
Small light.
It's warm.
It's not. It's not lit at all.
Oh, I thought you did a
Nope.
fire.
Just a pile of garbage.
Oh,
Is he saying he wants me to light a fire?
He says small light and points.
turn on the campfire. You know, light it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I say, I'm gonna light this. It's gonna make a little fire, okay? Okay, just so you know. And I do that. I cast Firebolt. It's okay.
I see him better now.
Kind of lifts its head out a little bit more. You see this sort of wide, like football headed with like strange ears, they're almost they sort of like bend a little bit, but they're not like they're like circular a little bit, and like matted, like very dirty hair, and a skinny little neck. The jaw is like the skin is pulled taut over this wide jaw, and it looks at Avelios.
Chicken.
No, that's our friend.
Is he speaking in common now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Just making sure.
Not food.
He's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Pulls on like these little whiskers.
What do you want from me, Zol?
We are here helping a friend.
Who's your friend?
Point to Icillus.
Hello.
Do not like this sad man.
This was his camp a long time ago.
It is Measles camp now!
Yes.
That's okay.
It is your...
Don't take camp.
We're not taking it. We're just trying to find our way down here. And we're a little bit lost.
You need Measles guidance?
If you could guide us, that would help us a lot.
We'll give you food in exchange.
I could take you to a place. I could help you through it. I could help you. Yes.
What place?
Yes, I could help you. I could do this.
Icilius, this sounds a lot like bait. Sounds like the same bait.
That he would do. What place are you gonna take us to?
A way out?
We actually aren't looking for a way out right now.
No. I think that's exactly what we're looking for.
And we have some food that we can trade and return.
What kind of food?
Rations? More of
I do not know what word means.
the...
What
I
we
hold
gave
up
you
another
already.
one of the tin cans.
Seems too dry. I want
Velios?
chicken.
You can't have him, he's our friend.
Why are you friends with a chicken?
I am
He's an
an
owl.
owl, not
He's-
a chicken.
What is owl?
As he sort of like gets a little more comfortable, and you see a long, like 5.5 foot long arm, very skinny, kind of like Madonna, where she's just very, very skinny but super ripped. You know what I'm talking about? Madonna arm. She's crazy jacked, but imagine that same musculature spread out double the length, way too far. It's very sinewy and long, and his fingers have little gecko-like pads on the tips with no fingernails. And he sort of sits down and pushes out. And you can see part of his torso as he starts raising up out of the garbage more. It's just this very skinny, skin to the bones. See a very long rib cage, and then a small navel at the bottom, and then some pieces of like leather wrapped around his waist, and like a little strap around his chest like this. That there are like 3 finger bones that are sharpened to points, shoved in.
I pop open some of my rations and give them to the professor. Because they aren't like dry as.
So your rations come in glass with a lid, and they're all like there's a large tin that sort of organizes them, and you can pick what you eat. What are you giving?
What?
So there was caviar, there was like nuts, there was dried berries. You had a little dessert, then of course you have those drinks.
I guess
I'll
I'll
give him some bubbly.
try to do like a little bit of caviar and a little bit of dessert.
Okay.
And probably like a little bit of
So
a
you have
drink.
like a little pot of caviar, just enough for a serving. It did come with some nice crackers with that, if that's what you want. So just the caviar
Yeah.
for now and the drink.
And some crackers. and then a little bit of dessert too, and just kind of like a little.
Dessert, and you kind of put it on the mess cup, and like a little. There's like a little tin, sort of broken, bent plate sort of thing that fell out of the garbage pile. You can kind of put it on if you want. Sort of hand it over. Scoops his finger in.
Salty.
And he licks the inside of the jar in front of you and takes the little bubbly thing. Then pours out. Throws it. Grabs a cracker. Kind of sits there and lets them get soft in his mouth.
You want to go to this place?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you could show us the way.
Kind of grabs a little cake you gave him.
What is that chicken?
It's kind of like a cake.
What's this
Chicken.
cake? I like this. More when we get to the hole.
I agree.
Good. Or no guidance.
Deal.
Gets out and he's got like normal sized legs, but he kind of walks around like Gollum.
Ugh.
He sort of has leg wraps around his shins, and you can see he's wearing kind of trash sandals that seem to be like pieces of tin that he wrapped around his foot just to give him
Oh, that's
something.
how you get tetanus.
And then his toes curl around the front, and he also has gecko-like pads there on his toes. And you can see his hair is just matted, but it's kind of long. Comes back, grows onto his back. If you were to stand straight up, it'd be about 6.5 feet tall, but he's hunched over at like 4.
Well, we're ready whenever you are.
Want to go to exit?
Yeah.
Why did the morsel say they did not want to go?
I
You're
get,
tricking me, so.
She loves garbage. She loves digging through garbage.
that's true.
That's
I do
fair.
that a lot.
Yeah.
My
Roll
whole
Yes.
a deception check with disadvantage. Just,
20 and a 16, so 20.
I don't believe you.
natural 19.
So,
What do you really want? You did not look like the kind of people that Measle usually guides.
how long has it been since you guided someone?
How many? How long indeed? It has been 32 suppers. 33 suppers.
How did you find yourself here, if you don't mind me asking?
I do not have time for this. What do you want?
So, we do want to find a way out, but we're also trying to look for something or someone down here.
Who do you seek down here? Only Measle presides over this, and then there are those souls. Those souls.
There's a woman that we
I
came
do
up.
not know of any woman except for you and the morsel.
Well then, if she's not here, then I guess we should go to the exit. Are you sure you haven't seen anyone?
Julia's not down here.
Yes, I know.
So you're just trying to fuck with him?
Yes.
Roll a deception check. Okay, I didn't know if you misunderstood what was...
No,
if she was a ghost.
I'm telling a truth, but not
Yeah,
a
okay.
lot,
No,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
that's a deception check.
That's pretty good. 20?
I do not know of a woman. But, Measle for a chicken cake. May know one to discuss with.
You know someone we could talk to?
The ones in the dreams. There is one. I found his home once. I found his residence.
I will definitely pull out.
You will have to protect Measle.
Definitely.
Done.
I cannot travel over to their home. Every time I do, I wind up back here and in pain.
If you take us there, we'll give you all of the cake that we have.
I want the mean one to promise me.
Yes,
Yes.
Oh, yeah. What?
You promise Measle his safety.
Absolutely.
I don't know this word.
Just stay by me. I'll keep you safe.
Roll a persuasion check.
18.
Okay. You have to travel up on the ceiling. It's another floor.
So we can't walk on the ground?
Correct. You will never reach it.
How are we gonna do that?
I don't know, but Measle can. He
Up 25 feet to the top.
Please come.
Can we fly?
Should be able to. It's 25 feet up.
I'll fly up.
Me too.
I'll levitate.
Fly up. And flying. And he's upside down.
Do we need to be upside down?
You need to walk on the ceiling. Like me.
If I'm up and I like touch the ceiling.
Do you want to touch the ceiling?
Yeah.
You touch the ceiling and
Oh,
you fall into the ceiling.
I'm gonna do the same. Actually, I'll grab Professor and lift her up
As you lift her up and you
so we can.
and you grab it, you fall and she floats above your head like a balloon. And then you pull her down. You fall. Icillus, you can float 25 feet up, so you go boop. You've never done this before.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you're all upside down, so above you is the camp.
How?
I'm gonna pull out some cake and hand it.
Yes, thank you.
I'd have never thought to go on the ceiling.
Of course not. Only Measle is incredibly enough for this. He is smart. He has good brain.
You're very smart.
It's a good discovery.
So which way do we have to go?
That way.
Okay.
Start
Start
following him.
following him.
You're kind of jogging as you have to follow. And you do so for 20 straight minutes. Do you want to do anything during this time?
No.
As he just...
I just keep,
Back there! Here!
keep watch the best I can on the outskirts.
Roll a perception check.
23.
Okay. Good enough. You do see one on the way there. That door right there. You see that door. As the stone just sort of... And then a door pops down above you. Which would be the floor, I guess. It's all relative, right? So, it looks like a big wooden door with a big iron knocker on the front. And then, about 10 minutes later, you hear it go... close back up. You run across, and then, as you finish the 20 minutes, he goes,
Wait!
turns around.
Quickly! Everyone hold your breath.
Hold my breath.
Okay.
And then, in front of you, you see a hooded figure and a skeletal hand above you, walking on the floor, well, gliding across the floor. It's a Dream Eater, and it stands there and looks around. How long can everyone hold their breath? What's your Constitution modifiers?
Plus 4.
-1.
I need you to roll a Constitution save, as you have 30 seconds to hold a breath holding there with a -1.
Yikes. I'm gonna luck point that. It was literally a 20 and rolled over to an 8.
Nice.
Oof.
And that's another 8. So a
Do
7.
you have a rabbit's face? Do you want to try that?
You have inspiration. You got all kinds of stuff.
I do
You
have
got-
that inspiration. I have the inspiration
You do.
that I got from,
Yep.
and also that's one of the levels that I have.
Bard.
Bard.
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
level of Bard that hasn't been seen.
Yeah, but you can't do that without speaking.
I
so.
know. That's a D6. Oh, nice.
Use the mayo.
Mayo.
Or whatever the fuck. The lizard guts.
16!
It was 15.
I literally rolled a 5 on the D6 and a 4 on the D4
Oh
for the
my
rabbit
god.
Alright, so you've burnt both of those
face. Nice. Worth.
for 24 hours. And after a moment, moves on.
Okay.
The rest of you are pretty fine.
You okay?
You'd think with all this mass there'd be bigger lungs. Nope. They're very constricted.
Do you have a spell that can help you with that?
I don't know, maybe. I got...
You were just jogging for quite some time as well, so you chalk it up to a little bit of that.
Not much further, not much further.
Problem.
You go a couple more minutes,
Mhm.
and then he stops you about 60 feet from the wall. And then on the wall, there is a candle on an iron, sort of, what is that? Like, it's not even a sconce. It's just like an iron thing with a little platform,
Mhm.
and then a candle standing on top of it. and then you can see the wax dripping down relative to your gravity, and
So if okay,
It's
so
pointing
it is
upwards
pointed-
for us.
it's pointing normal for you. Looks
Oh,
normal.
interesting. Okay.
If it was from the ground,
Yeah.
and then on top of it is a flame that's gray and casting shadows instead of light. And it actually fucks with your dark vision. It's very strange.
It's like the candle from Hocus Pocus that only a virgin can light.
What?
Well,
What?
all of you fuck, so it's too late.
Damn it.
Though Icillus hasn't in a while, and if you don't use it, you lose it, so...
True.
Yeah, it
We're
grows
now
back after a while.
re-virgined.
Re-virgined.
Yep.
And you don't know if measles fuck, so...
I'm gonna
I
vote
don't
probably
know.
not.
We don't know what
Hey,
counts as fuck.
I was gonna say fucking the trash does not count because that is 100% something that happens.
He does have good brain. Don't forget.
He's gonna go refine those caviar jars later. and-
Oh,
I'm just letting you know.
That's definitely how you get tetanus.
It's homemade caviar. And I hate it.
Alright, so.
You get your jimmies out.
Yep.
We're good.
He walks over to the candle.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is something specific gonna happen when you do
You
this?
asked for guidance, and I have provided it.
I just
You
wanted to-
don't have to ask any more questions than that, of which you asked Weasel to begin with.
I'm just
Asking more questions is
Stop.
more guidance.
I'm not addressing him, addressing her. Just afraid like a thing's gonna open
It's
and we're gonna
not
fall
your
down a hole.
concern. If you would like me to stop at this moment, we can.
I'm done. Do whatever you're gonna
I
do.
think we can
Let's keep
trust
going.
each other, right?
I trust you to trust me, son.
We do trust you.
Then I'm ready.
Give him another cake.
How many more do you have?
I got 2 weeks worth of
Puts
rations.
it in a pack.
Is there a cake for every day? Basically.
So that means you had
I have like
10 cakes.
Yeah.
And he blows out the candle. A chill spreads through each of you. And then from the candle, you see a hooded figure from the wall pass through. And then another. And then another.
Thank you, servant.
And we have to roll initiative. As Measle starts to run away.
Of course. Hey, rolled really good.
Me too.
World average.
Why is there a gray doot doot and a normal doot doot?
What's this song?
Probably a customized.
Did someone
email.
steal? Oh yeah, you can make them black and white. I forgot.
Okay.
If you refer to this as tube tube.
Toot toot.
Tube tube.
Damn, son.
How high are the ceilings or floors in this room?
25 feet.
Okay. 25 to 20?
28.
24.
Okay, 20 to 15?
19.
19. Okay. Okay. And what's yours?
10.
10.
Damn, we got some good ass initiative.
Pretty good, pretty good. Okay.
Man, we didn't get to kill any of these last time we came down here, so this will be
We just killed that one really weird thing. Or fought that one really weird thing.
What really weird thing?
I don't think you were here for it.
Okay.
No, we
And
basically just fought Dream Eaters, but we didn't kill them.
as they surround you,
Oh.
three of them kind of up front. Well, I guess one right in front of you, two kind of flanking the side. There's one at your back as well, probably the one that was out earlier. I need to go grab my stat block for it. I thought I had it, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go grab that. So you guys can talk about dicks for a second if you want.
I don't really have any dick-related things to talk about.
You
right
don't now? Only in the middle of everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Only the dicks in the middle. Okay, alright.
What's
Yeah,
the ideal
we gotta
number
keep you
of
on your
vein
toes.
on
I
a
don't need
dick?
to be on my toes. I just need to be fucking. I just need to.
Kept on your toes.
Ambiance, guys, not dick ambiance.
It's always dick
Is it
ambiance.
one vein? Two veins?
Anybody want anything?
My self-respect
Three veins?
back?
Will to live.
That was gone long before this session.
It's a good thing you didn't find your wife's engagement ring. I don't know what he would have done with it.
Oh no.
What?
Dick joke.
Maybe.
Maybe. Depends on.
We don't know what his penis looks like or if he has
Oh.
a penis.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
fair.
So are we killing him now, too?
We don't
He's
even know.
doing what he's gotta do to survive. I don't really fucking blame him.
We should maybe see if he would like.
Let's adopt him.
The cake is his precious, okay?
He can be Sig's friend.
I don't think Sig would want to be friends with this guy. I think Sig would think this guy is a fucking idiot.
How many times have
No,
we
he's got good
correctly
brain.
assessed Sig's desires and motivation?
Yeah, that's fair.
Sig would love this person. Very much.
Oh, I'm not ready.
I'm very ready.
I mean, I'm ready, but I'm also not ready. The fuck was that?
What?
There was like a bong. What was that?
A bone?
There was a sound.
Oh, I don't know.
You didn't hear it?
Oh,
Did you guys hear it?
Perhaps it was the dream.
perhaps. Perhaps it was. Alright. So. These are cool. I'm gonna get rid of that because it's irrelevant. For the record, Gugon is amazing on dry erase.
Gugon is amazing at everything.
Probably because of the citrus.
It's probably because of the anti-goo.
Yeah, that's the citrus.
Nope, it doesn't add up. If you rub oranges on this, it will not work.
I bet if he actually
you
squeezed
tried it?
fresh orange juice and used it, it would work pretty well.
Nope, it'd be too delicious.
I mean, you can lick it off if you want. You'll also be eating dry erase.
It's non-toxic.
Just because something's non-toxic, I don't think that means you should automatically put it in your body.
Yes, it does. That's
Gwyneth-
exactly how it works.
Gwyneth Paltrow has been very clear on this, and I trust everything she says, so...
Okay.
And Gwyneth Paltrow puts a lot of things in her body.
Wowzers.
including stones in her vagina.
Jade eggs
Stones in her vagina.
and steam.
Okay. We still need new Professor Mini.
Oh yeah, fuck! I keep forgetting to do that.
Okay, and where's my... I'll put a little gobbo down for Measle, who sprinted 60 feet. Okay, he's off the map anyway. He'll be like over here. Okay, so Randy, fucking dope.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. So the back border near you is the wall with the thing, the candle. Does that make sense?
Like where it terminates.
Otherwise, you can go any direction. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we? How far out? We can see
I said
60
any-
feet, presumably.
Yeah, you can only see 60 feet, and you can see nothing. So
Did
I feel
Randy
like I'm in
make
Lord of the
those?
Rings.
Randy
Yeah,
did make
he
those.
said-
They're fucking cool.
God,
Nice
that,
Dementors, bro.
Yeah.
No,
that
not
printer
one.
makes such clean prints. It's beautiful.
It's yeah, that's really nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this one?
Like you could sell that shit in a store, and I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Start an Etsy shop.
A lot of people just have Etsy shops because they have 3D printers. You could make a fuckload of money. if you did
Probably
that in
not a
your spare
fuckload
time.
of money. He's too busy doing it for our campaign. So,
True.
People
For
just sell
free.
People do the coins and stuff though, and they do big batches, and those are pretty quick to print out because they're so flat.
I don't want your metal coin or your non-metal coins. Anyway, so Icillus, you are first, which is super great. It always is serendipitous.
Do I sense the one coming up behind us?
Yeah, you would have a very keen sense of this.
Okay.
In fact, you
Then
have
I'm going
advantage on
to-
perception checks to detect dream eaters while in the Caraptus.
What?
What?
It cut out.
Oh, just fucking shoot something.
Okay. I'm gonna start shooting the one
Just
behind
say
me.
it again.
It probably won't come up.
Cool.
If it does, I'll tell him
I'm just gonna start shooting.
Okay.
So I start blasting.
So I started blasting.
30.
Yep. You guys are nasty, but those are
14 piercing on the first one.
14 piercing. Is it normal piercing?
At the moment, yes.
Okay, it is 7 damage.
Okay.
And that's at the one in the middle or the one right in front of you?
The one that was behind us.
Okay, the one behind you. Okay.
Yep. And then at 20 on the second.
Okay.
For 22 plus 28 piercing.
28 piercing. Was that 19? No. No.
14.
14. Okay, so 21 total damage there.
Search.
As you land a crit on this Dream Eater, Icillus, you gain 1d6 inspiration.
Huh?
Or 1d8, I'm sorry. 1d8 inspiration. As you are taking back sort of ownership of your life against these fucks.
And that's basically anything that would require a d20 roll, right?
Yeah, I believe you can use inspiration on anything. Can you use it on saves? Works the same way as Bardic.
Pretty sure you can add it to saving
I don't see
throws
why not
or
either. I'm
attack
just asking if that's
rolls.
how Bardic Inspiration works.
It works
Attack
on
saves
any
checks, I
D20.
think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just that our Bard never uses it, so I don't know how it
Correct.
operates. I would.
Class
Alright,
features
third shot.
needs those.
Huh?
Third shot.
Okay.
24.
Okay, it hits.
For another 9 piercing.
Okay. So 4 more. All right. Do you want to move or anything?
I'll move. No, I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right. Next up, one of them's gonna use a legendary action. Yeah. Well, Evelios,
Wisdom save.
God fucking.
Guess who
I'm gonna
has
need-
advantage on those
I'm
though?
gonna need a wisdom save from your boy. As I can see you moving to attack position.
This is a spell though. Can I counterspell this?
No.
Okay. Oh no, it's a legendary action.
No, legendary
17.
actions can be spelled.
Well, it can be, but it isn't. It's a what?
17.
17 is enough.
I did
You can feel yourself.
Holy shit.
You can feel yourself suddenly, like driving a car along the highway
And
at
just-
night. You feel yourself, and then you're back to it. You're okay.
Did it. Which
Check.
do I know which one did it?
I'm
Good
proud
job,
of you.
Kraylin. The one in the middle. So go ahead. That was his legendary.
Alright, so there's the one that's to my right, I guess. The one I'm, like my mini
This one right here?
facing
Yep.
straight at. I'm gonna like move towards it and pull out my katanas.
Okay.
And imbue them while I pull them out because it's bonus action.
Okay.
And then just attack it.
Okay. So use your
So-
bonus action, so
Yep.
you have 2 attacks.
2 attacks. One is a 20 and the other one's a 23.
Both hit.
D10, D8. So the first one is this is the I don't know if it matters, but the D8 will be radiant damage.
Okay.
So 10 plus 23. for the
23
first one.
damage as you slice through its form. It almost like you look. It looks like you're gonna swing through like robes, like cotton and linen. You swing through. It's like smoke, and the radiant energy lights from the inside. Then the light dies within it as the recoalesces.
Okay.
Okay.
Second one is 9 plus 7, 16 plus 8 is 24 plus 5 is 29.
29 damage. Okay.
I didn't realize how much damage it is.
52 total.
10 extra damage per.
Alright. Okay. As you do so, it sort of hisses at you during this. The one on the left, as that's your turn unless you want to move.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, you
One,
want to move me towards it?
so you don't want to.
I
Oh, you
want
do
to-
want to move into
I want to move towards it so I can attack it.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
And they are just big. Just big boys. The one on your right side over here reaches out towards Elenia. I need a wisdom save.
Is this something I can counterspell?
No.
Okay.
It's the same thing. I'll
Oh,
tell you if it's a
just-
spell.
okay.
I'll tell you if it's a spell.
Okay.
It's also
of
fine anyway
which
because
they
I
have
roll
0.
ridiculous
Okay.
wisdom.
Good to know.
That's gonna be a 25.
Okay. As you again, you feel yourself lulling a little bit, but you are not. So that's its legendary action. Now it's regular action. It is the first one up. Okay. This one right here is going to turn towards all of you and just go, "Ooh!" And I need all of you to make wisdom saves. Again.
Kraylin.
Yeah,
Bless.
what a boy.
So much.
I didn't actually look at that before he gave that to you. It's
Ooh,
just
that's
fucking
not that
nice.
great actually.
19.
19.
17?
Okay.
17.
Okay.
I rolled a 15, but I'm gonna use Favored by the Gods.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
22.
It's gonna have to move to accomplish this, so it's gotta be right here, but that's fine. It still does the same thing. 22, you said?
Yep.
Okay. All of you, for for just a minute, not a minute, but I guess like just a moment, start feeling terrible thoughts run through your head, nightmarish visions of people close to you dying, of you being tortured, of just macabre situations, and all of you shrug off the effect. So it's done, and Elenia, you are up.
Kraylin is a god.
Alright, so for my action, I am going to use Radiant Soul.
Okay. So your eyes glow gold.
The wings illuminate.
Halo. And your wings illuminate in your Super Saiyan mode that you hate me saying, but I love it.
Stop. It's not Super Saiyan. I hate it. Okay, anyway.
That'll be last time.
I'm going to cast Slow on all 4 of them because they are within 40 feet of each other.
Okay.
So I
What's
need
the
them
saving
to
throw?
each make a Wisdom saving throw.
Sure. What's your spell DC?
18.
18. They all succeed.
Alright. Oh, and I'll have
As
to
they go.
I'll have to
stare
quick
back
and
at
spell
you.
that, so that'll be 8 points. Okay.
Okay. You had a quick and spell, you said?
Yeah. So I'm gonna move up to the one closest to me.
Well, there's one behind you that's closer than this one.
Oh, well, ahead of me.
Okay. Right there?
Yeah.
Well, technically in this spot. It's covering all 4
Yeah,
squares.
yeah,
So. Yeah. Yep. Alright, anything else? That's it?
That's all I can do.
Alright, the one you are standing in front of. Nope, the one that Velius is standing in front of is going to make a legendary action. And you're just going to see it go. Or not. There you go. You're just going to see it go. In smoke. And then reappear. Here.
What a bitch.
The one in the center, in front of Elenia, is, the one on the left uses the recharge. Okay. The one in front of you, I think it's just going to actually attack. It's going to take its 2 ghostly skeletal claws and just swipe at you twice. And both miss, even though you're not wearing your shield, just barely, as you're now two-handing the spear, right?
Mhm.
Solarion, as you're now suddenly finding yourself defending yourself in different ways, like taking the spear and slapping that away and just dodging with yourself, and then just sometimes it just hits your armor and glances off. So it's suddenly a very new experience to defend yourself this way. You've dabbled in it, but it's not very often that you've been without a shield since you started adventuring. Okay. That's Professor.
Okay. First, I'm gonna Misty Step, so I am on the other side of the one closest to me.
Well, this one's closest, but you mean this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in real life, the one closest to me.
Oh, okay. Right there?
And then I'm gonna.
And within melee?
Let me see. 5.
That's only 20 feet. I think.
Basically, I want to be able to get them all in a 30-foot line.
Okay, I would probably go.
Yeah.
Well, 30's right here.
Okay.
Do you want to just
great.
do that?
Yeah.
Is that fine? Fine.
And I'm gonna do a 4th level Agonizar Scorcher.
Okay.
They need to make
That's
dexterity
Professor.
saves.
Dex saves, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one there saves. What's your?
18.
The second one saves, and the last 2 fail.
Okay. 19 fire damage, or half as much.
Okay.
Should be 9. And then I'm going to use
Oh,
the.
not that one. Whoops. The one he shot. So, you said 19?
Yeah.
So that one failed. So that'd be. Okay. counting up instead of down. So, and then those two succeeded. So half 19 is 9. Okay.
And then I was gonna use the time traveler's timepiece, so I can do another round.
Yeah, you go to click it, it doesn't work.
Oh fuck. Okay.
It goes, "Gick." And you look down, and the time has
Stopped.
no. It's very not working right now. It's
Yikers.
low power.
Fuck.
A thread you had not decided to pick up yet, so yeah, we'll see how that.
I was worried that was gonna happen, honestly, based on the last couple times I've done stuff with it.
Okay. So that's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's the one that just stepped away from... Actually, no. The legendary action of the one that Icillus shot. Just right here. Here we go. He's going to walk up into the middle of both of you. And he's going to have both Alenia and Icillus make wisdom saves. And one more time. Or wait, this is legendary action. I'm sorry. Pick an odd or even.
Even.
Even. Okay, it happens to Icillus, because you already rolled, so that's fine.
Okay, 17.
Yeah.
Damn, I rolled really high too.
tries to make you pass out, and it doesn't work. So now it's the one that you attacked. Yeah, and it's gonna rush up behind you. And what's your
20.
Yeah, it's not stealthed from you at this point. So it doesn't get advantage, but it will take 2 swipes.
Why don't I
It's gonna
have
have
like a...
disadvantage on both.
On
Unless
both?
it's not, unless it's immune to blindness.
Yeah. It's
Why
not.
don't I have a thing about how my necklace
Yeah,
works?
I'm gonna use one of my blood curses. It's a reaction.
Okay.
When an enemy who is not immune to blindness within 60 feet makes a weapon attack, you can use your reaction to oppose this advantage on the attack roll. But if I amplify it, it works on the next attack too. So
Okay.
it'll be both.
So
So I just
you,
gotta take my damage and then.
you do use that, and it doesn't seem to affect him whatsoever.
Okay.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I don't for some reason have anything about how my necklace works.
What do you mean?
Like, my rose thing? I remember it had
You'll
to
have
do
to
with
look
laying
that shit up.
hands.
I told you to write that down. Like, you'll have to look at the episode.
I thought I fucking wrote it down somewhere,
I
but
thought
I
you
don't
did too, so
have
I
it.
just believed in you. It's got to be somewhere. Or someone can find it real quick. But, meanwhile, to hit you with a 19. Does a 16 hit?
No.
In your regular, in your new.
I have 17 with my new armor.
With your, it's just
Yep.
the studded stuff. Okay, so 17 is your new. So I'm gonna
Yes.
write that down. Okay, so it just barely misses on the second one, but it hits you with the first one as that spectral sort of skeletal hand passes across you. And you should make a Constitution saving throw as you take this damage.
19. No, 20. Sorry.
20. That's good ass Constitution save. That's very good. You take 15 psychic damage as you experience excruciating visions of Armadillo cut into small little pieces in the bed that you have at home.
You didn't want to do that.
Yeah, you do come out of it pissed off. The next one, the one that's right next to Icillus, is going to reach down towards Icillus and go, "Welcome back," and attack you twice. The one misses, but the other one's a natural 20.
Crit.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You take 34 psychic damage.
Okay, 26 on my save.
Woo! Good enough. You take 34 psychic damage, though, as you imagine yourself back with the mind flayers being pulled apart, your fingers joint by joint being literally pulled off of you, and you take, I say 36.
Yep.
36 psychic damage. That's the turns, and their legendary actions reset. Icillus, you are up. You've just been swiped by the one next to you and Elenia.
Yeah. Alenia is outside of a 15-foot cone, straight to my left, right?
Yeah. So you could get two of them.
I'm gonna use Julia's focus then.
Okay.
I think what you just said is very is
It's a dex save, you said?
that one.
Yeah,
That's
DC
what I think
18.
it was, but I can't
18.
remember.
Very positive that's what it is.
15 dex save. The first one fails, and the one behind that succeeds.
Okay, how much does the fail one fail by?
You got a 14. So 4.
Okay, so it doesn't take the secondary effect, but it'll take 4d8 lightning damage.
Woo! As you see just a crack of lightning from
17
the
lightning.
magical rod. 17.
Yep.
Okay.
If anybody can find it on the episode, I would love them.
Did you
for-
find it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's. I usually on hands that damage is flat, radiant damage to the person, and then
Pretty
I
sure
heal
that's what
for
it was.
half of
I
it.
think it was healed for a certain amount of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right. But just confirm. What was the second one? He also failed. There he is. That one's looking hurt. Those are the ones that succeeded. 17, half 17, 16, 8. Okay.
Which one is looking hurt?
The one that is right in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one that you shot.
Okay.
And then the one next to Velios is you can just tell that it's a more ragged, and it moves a little bit more frantically.
Sure.
Okay. What do you want to do with the rest of your move? Got a Boniac and movement.
I have nothing to do with Boniacs, though.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Alright, Velios, you turn,
He's right there.
and he's right there.
I'm gonna Hunter's mark him.
Yep. Bonus
And
action.
make 2 attacks.
Alright.
First one is a 19.
Okay, as you
Second one
That
is
hits.
a 21.
21 hits as well.
So D8, D10, 2 D8s. Wow, that's a lot. 12, 16, 21, plus 13, so 34 for the first one.
Okay, 34.
And the second one is 9, 13 plus 26.
26. As you and slice through, it reaches out towards you, and you slice through the arm and then through the hood, and it just mists away, and you hear the other ones go
Is it dead?
towards it.
As in, do I get 5 flat 10 hit points or not? Because
No.
I would know, so then it's not dead.
It's definitely not around though.
Okay.
Certainly not in this fight. Death seems like a strong word for what happens. To
Right.
these.
Okay. So that turn is done. I'm gonna move closer to Alenia.
Okay. You move closer to Alenia? Like right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. After that, yeah, the one that you just moved close to is, Actually. Well. Yeah. The one here, it doesn't turn. It just sort of... And now it's facing the other direction. It's pointing at you for a second. I need you to make a wisdom save. They seem very frustrated that they can't make this work yet. Uh-oh.
15?
You fine? Just barely as you sort of nod sideways and now it's going to go with its normal action. At Alenia, it's going to make 2 attacks. 21 and
Hits.
17. 21 hits though. Need a con save?
You can finally hit her.
I could hit her before, but it was just...
But
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
8.
Take 10 psychic damage. As you remember finding out that Alexander was the Black Hand and his face being revealed and Professor holding you. And then you imagine a world where that was it. That's where he died. And he hasn't been there. And you killed him. And you take a point of exhaustion.
Oof.
So you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Alright.
And it's your turn.
I'm a little pissed off, so I am going to attack it
Yeah.
with Solarion double-handed.
Alright.
That is a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Is it a fiend or an undead?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna do a divine smite.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't know why they designed it to where you don't have to pre-charge it with a divine smite.
Because it's an on-hit ability, kind of. I
Why
mean,
else should
fighters have that too.
I don't know why they designed it to be the thing it is the question, not that it is the thing. It's contrary to the question. That makes
Because
sense?
that's what the spells are for.
Yeah, no, that's just I don't know. It's I don't care. I'm just wondering why they did
So
that.
I
I'm
need
wondering what it's a double smite something.
10.
Do big boy damage? Is that the point?
I guess so. Yeah, you can stack it with a
Yeah,
spell
that's what I mean.
smite.
Like, is that the idea?
Okay, D10 and then 2, 3, and then a D6.
It's such a good song.
It's so good.
I love the Witcher soundtrack so much.
This is like the best battle music song to me.
Silver for beasts or a monster enemy?
I feel like if we kept
Silver
any
for
music for
monsters.
campaign 2, it's just this song.
I'm gonna try to swap out everything because I want a little bit different feel,
Of course.
but this would still apply.
63 radiant damage.
Woo! Big boy damage, big lady damage.
Do you want me to break up Radiant for the future or no?
Nope.
Okay.
They don't seem to be taking any more damage from the Radiant, but it does have a really interesting visual effect where the light and then dies on the inside of the shadowy beast. But yeah, it takes all the damage, which is the important part.
And it's
yeah,
still standing?
You lit this fucker up, and he's still standing, but he doesn't seem happy that you did that to him. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh, that was one attack.
Okay.
2 attacks.
Okay.
It's so much damage, sometimes I forget I have multiple attacks. That's another 27 to hit.
Okay, hits.
And we're gonna do another divine smite. I'm gonna make this one a little lower.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. D10. 9, 11, 21, 27. Um, 50 damage, radiant.
Okay. Okay. It is still alive.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I guess alive is a strong word for whatever these are, but it's not undead. Okay. It does seem to waver, though, and it seems a lot more misty and upsetty spaghetti that this happened. But it's already used its legendary action for the round. But another one's going to use its legendary action. The one right there is going to make Avelios, right in the middle there, is going to make Avelios make a wisdom save with its legendary action.
Nice.
No, it's only oh no, it is a 16. Nice.
You're good.
Oof. I thought I only had a +3 and it was gonna be a 14. I was about to be real upset.
And then... yeah, the one in the middle is going to swipe down at Alenia because it just saw it pump the other one full of fucking radiant juice, and it doesn't like that. One's a flat 20, and the other one misses.
So that's a hit.
And any Constitution saving throw.
This dice is gonna do me okay.
Take 13 psychic damage.
Are you doing? Don't we have saving throws with advantage right now?
No, only wisdom.
Oh.
That's
okay.
a 17 Constitution save.
Okay, you're okay for now. With that one. You take 13 more psychic damage. As you imagine in that same fight, Professor dying and not regenerating. And just the nightmare of what would have changed between then and now. And not being able to have all the different times she saved all your asses, so... then you snap 2. Professor, you're up.
Well, they're still in line, so I'm going to do another 4th level Agoness or Scorcher.
What's
That
the
2?
distance on it?
30.
No, I mean the width.
5.
Oh, it's just 5 feet.
Yep.
So then you make dex saves.
Okay. The first one fails. The other 2 succeed.
Well, it's only one. It's only 2 of them.
It's in a line.
It's a line. I was just doing these 2 that are.
I'll help you out. If you do it
Sure.
right there, and it's 5 feet down, they're large sized, so you can get them all in this
Well,
line.
won't it hit me?
Wouldn't that hit her though? Oh wait.
Oh, yeah, it would. She's-
You're
Actually, if you
immune
don't,
to fire damage
that's
anyway.
No,
true.
I'm
No,
not.
she's not.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, if you don't want to hurt her, then that's fine.
No, I do not want to.
Otherwise, because you definitely could have lined them up, because the 5 feet is whole square, and since they're large size, it's a little bit different.
Okay, 25.
Okay, so just the 2.
25 fire. Yeah.
So
and 12.
the first one still fails, and the back one succeeds.
Okay.
25.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
It's 24, so 12, 7, and the front one disappears.
nice. And then I'm just gonna do a firebolt at the one closest to me.
Well, that's the one.
Oh, sorry. The one. I guess the other one in the.
The one that you just hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 28 to hit.
That'll hit.
18 fire damage.
Okay. And it takes all of that.
And then I'm gonna
Alright.
move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet that way.
Okay. Okay, this one's going to use its legendary action. 40 feet in front of you, right?
Nice.
30 feet. As you just did that, and it's going to take 2 attacks at you with its normal
Shield.
action. Okay, well, I mean,
You don't have to
so
until.
we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I respect it. Just the preemptive, fuck this.
What's your AC normally?
18.
Did it go down to 17?
No.
Mine went down.
I thought you went down to 17 so you could get the other thing, but
No,
What?
it used to be higher and then it went down.
Was it 19 and then went down
I
to
believe
18?
so, yeah. It's been 18 for a very long time.
23 plus 5 is
Still
still gonna go
23.
through that, but this
Okay.
the other one is 21.
Okay,
So
I'm
you could
I'll
shield
do
that
shield,
one.
yeah.
Okay. So it was right on your AC. I could have sworn we talked about that. I could be wrong. This is an old sheet though, so. 6. You take 11 psychic damage, and I need a Constitution save.
Yikes. That's not a great one for me.
Oh, you forgot that you had the other exhaustion points too during your skill checks earlier.
Shit, I do, don't I? I totally forgot I still
No,
no,
the
we got rid of
exhaustion
it.
got rid of it with the hero skill.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Alright.
I'm the only one that's
Yeah, I
exhausted.
definitely.
right now.
Well, one more. I have one more luck point.
Alright, if you
Use
want to
that
use your
last
luck
one.
point. Ah, yeah, okay, good. I had that written down, but I had a little X next to it on my sheet.
Yeah,
here,
the hero's
and then I
feat.
wiped it away at the beginning. Okay, yeah.
14.
14? Yeah, that's it. You get a
Exhaustion.
point. Okay. Yeah. The other one has a legendary action it's just going to use before the round turns over. And it's going to target 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alenia with a wisdom save.
That is
Do
a 19.
Rip. Yeah.
I'm like one of the worst people to target for them.
Yeah, they don't.
We owe Kraylin a hug.
Yeah. Big hugs.
Yeah. Honestly, I genuinely, he just did that, and I didn't know that there were a lot of wisdom saves in this. So. Because he doesn't either, so I mean, that was good that I forgot. Yeah.
They're like creatures that live off of fear.
Yeah, it's so
Heroes
serendipitous. It
feats
makes a lot of
is
sense
kinda-
it's wisdom saves.
Yeah.
That or constitution or something. Maybe even charisma, but yeah, wisdom makes a lot of sense. I like the idea of intelligence saves to like re-rationalize too. But anyway. That's it. Icillus, you are up. The one right next to you is definitely the more hurt than the one that just zooped over towards Professor and slapped her in the face.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my...
Bad memories.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I'm going to use my first attack to load Aaliyah with silvered bullets.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And then second attack on that one.
Okay.
Why is it so fucking cold down here still?
Not that, I like that.
24
It doesn't even feel like it's
24
doing anything.
hits.
Can I move it closer?
Yeah.
for 15 magical piercing.
Yep, that does all the magical piercing. Okay.
And shot number 3,
Alright.
26
26 to hits.
for 13 magical piercing.
13.
It's so far.
Still up.
You can put it underneath the table, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
want to put it too close to this.
well, put it under the.
Like, I don't want to get like.
Oh, put it right, literally right
Under
over
the
top.
table.
Yep. There
Yeah.
you
That way the heat is in the
Yep.
space.
So that one's
go.
still
Oh,
up.
as long as you don't leave it on, it should be totally fine.
Yeah.
So you're done, or you have a bonus? Did you want to use your bonus action and crit shit?
If that one is still up,
It's still
I'm
up.
gonna action. I'm gonna action
Go
surge.
for it. So you see him cock the hammer back.
Nat 20 again
Nat 20. Let's do it. You get another inspiration point.
for 22 magical piercing.
22 magical piercing. Okay. So you do have another D6 inspiration.
30 to hit.
That'll hit.
10 magical piercing.
Okay. Alright. It's still up, but it is not looking good after you.
Last shot.
You
That is a 3. So that's a misfire.
Constantly cold.
My feet are like ice cubes right now.
I'm gonna burn a grit to attempt to repair that.
Okay.
I should honestly wear my slippers.
Let me pull up the DC here because I can never remember. Okay, so the DC is 11, not 20.
Jeez, well, there you go. Repaired. Anything else?
1, 2, 4, 5. No, that's everything I got.
Okay. The other one, yeah, the one that you just shot at and got hurt pretty bad is going to and end up on this side, up
What?
above you. So I'll just do this, and just it's upside down. It is Velios then Alenia's turn.
Alright. I see the one over by the professor, right? From here?
Yup.
I have 90 feet. I'm gonna... How far?
And the one above you is 25 feet up in the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the one that's by professor.
You're gonna run to it?
Fly?
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in melee.
I have 60 feet, yeah.
Yep, easy enough.
And I'm gonna take 3 attacks on it.
Okay.
I got a 21, an 18, and a nat 1.
21 and 18 both hit, barely.
And then I have a nat 1 for that.
So we'll do the first two.
Okay. 8. No hunter's mark. Does that one hurt?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
9 plus 4 is 13, plus 13, so 26.
26.
For the first one, second one I drop 1 6 plus 8 is 14, plus 5 is 19 for the second one.
19.
And then my nat 1, I rolled a 7.
That was pretty close,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
No, but you just normal miss. It almost slips out of your hand. And you're able to hold onto it, and that would have gone off into the distance very far. No, you savage this fucker pretty well, and the two of you stand side by side as you, in a flurry, you see the katana's a familiar sight. No blood though, which is nice. Usually you get a little bit of a side spray. Okay, so that's your turn. It is Alenia's turn.
If I try to fly up, the gravity is still on this side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna fly up to the one that went to the ceiling.
Okay. You want to fly 25 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Melee?
Yes.
Right.
Boop. I'm making a swing.
Alright, he's upside down.
Ooh, that was a shitty roll. Still 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. Wait, D10. Do I want to smite? We'll do one smite for sure. 3.
It hisses as you come towards it.
Can't fucking read that. Uh, 38 radiant damage.
Okay, 38 and it in a flare of light, it can't hold its form against that attack and falls apart.
Alright, and then, so I went up 25 feet. I have 40 fly.
And as this happens, it turns, the other one turns toward it and says, "Stop!"
Look over towards it.
fighting for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
My feet are starting to thaw. Put your feet up
Then all of
against
you.
the table. And the
Cool.
heat's
Though
rising.
all of you. Are you flying over towards it?
I'm gonna land, but get a
Still
little
holding
closer.
defensive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back up a little bit so I'm not like.
It doesn't take an attack when you leave its melee.
Okay, good.
Mercy!
We both crossed our arms.
That's exactly what we would do, though. Let's try to just.
I am not who you are looking for.
Why should we show you mercy?
We are vessels. We will return. Motions over towards Icillus. You would have been a vessel. I can take you to the one who feasts on the dreams.
Do it.
It starts passing past you over towards the wall where the candle is still there. And it touches it, and the little gray light starts casting shadows. Touches the wall. The stone slides away. Enter. Just blackness.
I'll wait for Icillus to step forward.
I'll move forward.
Okay. A few of you have kind of a headache, and you step forward into this hallway, and it kind of teleports in front of you and the wall behind.
As this is happening, do I have time to reload without using
Yeah, you can.
like an in-combat action?
Does the thing follow us, or?
I said it, yes.
Okay.
It teleported in front of you
Oh.
to lead the way.
I was confused too.
And it puts its hand out like this, in gray light floods the room, and you can see there are what look like tables, about 6 feet long tables in rows spanning infinitely left and right, and every about 5 feet there's one of these tables. It almost looks like a stone ironing board. And then as you look left or right, every once in a while there'll be a pile of bones on it. Of various humanoids. These are the dream tables. If you want, I can send you to the dream realm.
And this is. Oh, sorry.
You may discuss or kill the one who binds us. But I need a soul bonded item to forge the path. Without such, you will be at his mercy.
What happens to the item?
Destroyed. We must bond
to a soul. Or one of you can sacrifice your lives, and the other 3 may enter. But the soul-bonded item would work.
You only have 2 soul-bonded items on you. Your armor and your katanas. Both of which operate
I have
as
2 soul bonded items.
both of which operate as a single item.
I have my necklace too.
What's that one?
It's a soul bound. It's a soul bound necklace. It's the one that I can.
Is it
see
a common item?
It's no attunement, but it's the one that I can
Is
see.
the
What
one where you
about
can see her mood?
The pocket
Yeah.
watch
No,
isn't?
that would be it. What else you got?
The pocket watch isn't a soul
No
bundle?
pocket watch.
The Time Lord one.
No, that's not soul bonded.
So we have my katanas and what else?
My
Her
armor.
Or one of you can die.
When they say death, I assume they mean literal, have to be dead.
Do
Like
you want to
they
ask
mean-
him?
Yeah.
Your flesh will turn to dust, and your bones bond to this realm,
Well, you kind of need your armor.
never to be returned. Souls travel to and from dreams as you sleep. But no one goes to this realm without being consumed. I can forge a pathway with a soul-bonded item.
Can I insight to see if he's telling the truth?
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of want to as well. I don't know.
Go for it.
17.
Ooh. 15?
I mean, he doesn't have a face to make a poker face with. He doesn't really have. Like, he doesn't stand there and, like, gesticulate. It's very matter of fact. It doesn't seem deceptive.
I take it we're by tables right now. Like there's one like within reach.
Yeah.
I'll just take one of my katanas and set it on the table.
Are you sure?
Well, those are your armor.
Take one of your katanas?
Yeah, 'cause you said one of them.
Nope.
No,
Oh.
2 of them. He said they
I'll put 'em
function as a
both.
pair.
Because when you made them,
Yeah, that's true.
they split apart, and it was one half of a whole.
Put them both.
Do you need a soul for the sacrificed person?
Icillus, no.
What?
Take me.
No.
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 I would love to. But you are empty. I said I needed a soul.
They're just swords. I can get new ones.
I could take you and all of yours. Or you and your bright. Or you and your finite but potent soul. But those weapons shall do. Once I forge it, the bond, you will be bound into the dreams, and your bodies will be here. If you are cut from your body, you die.
Meaning, if
Meaning we
we
don't come
If
back.
we die in the dream, we die in real life.
I've seen
We're
that
playing
movie.
Sword Art, or
That's what I was looking for.
Is there any guarantee that you'll keep our bodies safe here?
No. But I no longer want to serve.
If the opportunity arises, would killing the Dream Eaters free you and those like
I am a dream eater. The one who feasts on dreams is the one that you must persuade or destroy.
Okay.
Rely upon the adjacent. We must forge a conduit.
floats to the center and its waist disappears above the two katanas that are laying one on top of each other. And then its bony hands outstretch. Conduit.
Get up on the table and
Lay
Yeah.
down next to it.
Same.
Reach your arm
Yeah.
out. You grab each other's hands. You grab its cold. Who's two in the middle?
probably
I'll
me.
take one.
I'm not grossed
I
out
assume
by...
since my katanas were on the table, that would be me.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are in the dead center.
Yeah.
Sort of hold. You kind of like patience on a bed. You look over to one another. And you're all laying down on these stone tables. Beds, possible final resting places.
Count backwards from 100.
No, you don't have to. As you feel yourself starting to slip. You can hear in your head just sort of like dissonant whispers. And you can see the katanas, pieces of ash, as they sort of dissipate. You can feel your bond to them severed. And you all pass out. And
They were so fucking good.
I lost my shield and you lost your katanas.
And we all lost our boons.
I don't think you understand how good these katanas were.
I would have given up a regeneration if it was a feasible thing. Sorry.
I lose 5 reactions every turn, every round. I lose my surge, which means I lose my full turn every round that I can get extra. And I lose my flat 10 hit points. This sucks.
This is though we lose the things we really, really like.
This is the
Chapter.
part...
This fucking
yep.
chapter's literally just been lost.
This is the
This
part
is the
in
Empire Strikes Back. where-
Yeah.
And then the next chapter we're just...
Hopefully.
you all awake.
I don't want to.
Sort of. It's hard to focus. Things feel sloshy. You pick up your foot to move it, and it feels like it's, without your muscles straining, it just feels like it's lagging behind. It also feels like you don't remember how you got here, but you know that you're here on purpose. You look down at yourself and your hands. Notice that you can feel your hands. You're partially corporeal and partially translucent. You can see your hand pass behind your other hand. You look around. Movement is strange. It's hard to move with your legs, your body. You look down, your legs are moving, but it's not gaining the traction that you expected. You feel yourself tip a little. All of your movement speeds have been replaced. Whatever you have is irrelevant. You have 30 feet of levitation. It cannot be changed. A dash of 60 feet of levitation.
When you say it cannot be changed, you mean like by a haste spell?
Nothing.
Or... Okay.
You also notice, attached to the back of all of your necks a little bit as you sort of look at one another, a thin sort of black shadow-like string reaching off into the endless abyss. that string get cut. You feel a psychic pulse, and all of you take 4 psychic damage.
Are the exhaustion still carry over?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
everything except movement speed right now. And you feel just being here is siphoning your ability to live, and kind of your will. You sort of move together for a moment, get your bearings. All of your equipment is still there, except for your swords of Velios.
Oh, oof.
Oof. Just had to do it once to you, buddy. And then standing before you, about 30 feet away, maybe 40 feet, as you sort of mindlessly glide forward without even thinking about it, you see a light up in this void, sort of cast down on what looks to be stone, and the floor is, while it's flat, it also has relief, sort of carving that moves. It's almost like Van Gogh's Starry Night, like it just sort of has a pulse to it. And as you look, you can see every once in a while a face will appear and it's screaming soundlessly of all sorts of humanoid and otherwise races, goblinoids, all of them. Standing there, looking over all of this, is a 30-foot tall, pure shadow. Shadow drips from it like liquid. Before reaching the bottom, it becomes a shadowy wisp. Its endlessly deep eyes glimmer with blue sparks set into a Vanta black socket. Long claws hang to its side, and knotted horns spread out in its shadowy form from its head. At its core, you can see Icillus. Something very strange. You kind of shake and blink. And just every time you glance at the core of this immense being who is starting to move silently toward you, you swear you can see Julia just in a flickering sort of double take. Oh, nothing's there. Almost like mirage, almost like it's in your head. Like the idea of her pings inside your mind anytime you look at this creature's form. She's in there. You don't understand how you know, but you know. It looks down at all of you.
The one who feeds. It was a good deal we made.
The rest of the party looks over to Icillus as it makes eye contact with you, Icillus. What do you say?
finished.
Our deal cannot be finished. Your suffering continues eternally to satisfy him. Without it, he feels only pain. And with her, I rarely have to feed.
He puts a shadowy claw up to his core. What do you do?
Slowly cock back the hammer on Aaliyah.
You can see it sort of gazing past your heads above the little strings.
To be severed, then.
I've come to take back what's mine.
You can try.
And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Well, I guess there was no talking out of that one.
Well, Icillus wants to shoot it with a gun, huh? I'm fine with that.
It's the only fucking answer this man knows.
Anyways, I started blasting.
So anyways, I started blasting. I know we're only connected to tiny little strings that if cut will fucking kill us instantly.
First round,
But
the
I'm
one-
gonna start shooting.
First round,
Jeez,
one
guys.
pulls out giant
I
novelty
kind of
scissors.
care.
Doesn't. He was
Oh,
gonna
it's like fucking
sacrifice
Hercules
himself.
where they're just
Yeah.
cutting the strings with the big fucking scissors.
It's sort of the take that the lore is on the astral plane, but I don't like that. It's a little bit different. Like if you did astral projection, maybe a little bit of silver strings, but yeah, this is a dream. This doesn't have canon, and if it does, I can't find anything on it. So
Okay,
this is
so
the dream realm.
for reference
Mhm.
to think ahead for next time. Do the strings only get severed if we take enough damage to die mechanically like we normally would, or could they literally do something specific that would... Well, you obviously know,
You don't know. Why would you know? You've
because
never
I
been
don't
here.
want to die!
Well, sure, but that's not a reason to give you the knowledge of these things. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. So that was fun. I would like to go a little bit longer, but I don't know that we can. I don't know how that will go. So.
I feel dumb for wasting my radiant soul, but
Well. Sometimes you think it's the last fight, and it isn't.
well, I didn't think it was the last fight. I knew there were probably more fights, but I thought it would be the hardest fight.
It may have been. I don't know. You could wipe the floor. I don't know.
This guy's... He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's,
30
you
feet
said
tall.
30... How, like, what's his...
What's his width? Probably
I was
10,
gonna say
10,
girth,
15.
Uh,
It's just shadowy. It's
Okay.
got horns.
Oh, fuck. And
Great.
the area's, like, or levitating.
You'll
so-
see better when it.
Okay.
I also kind of wanted to ask it what was not suffering or whatever, but
What was what?
It sounded like a Zix thing to
it
me.
sounded like Zix to me.
Oh, you wanted to know what was suffering?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
We don't get to know because we're gonna murder
Gun
it.
guy has a wife to get, so. So there it is. So,
We don't know the deal.
nope. But you might find it out. Who knows? Maybe he keeps a very detailed diary on his body. His shadow body.
Oh, let me go through his shadow diary.
That's something that would be in my stupid fucking
With
campaign.
my shadow
Here's my
ink.
evil plan, and here's what.
Well, we'll see. So, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the... Really?
What?
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 I updated this right before we started.
Oh, it's another
Guess
update?
what? I got a little Windows little yellow
Jesus
dot.
Christ.
Fuck you, update again, bitch thing. What the? This computer updates constantly. Why?
Blows my
Why?
mind.
Why?
Is it because it's an older OS?
I guess I don't fucking. It's the Windows 10.
Oh,
I don't know.
no, that's... I don't know that.
I don't know what's going on.
Hey, now I don't have to draw those swords in your fucking picture, though.
Yeah. True.
We don't know what he's gonna get in the future, though. So
I'm gonna get something super difficult on purpose.
Look, we're all fucking poor.
Someone
so-
mentioned bird flail. Weave a bird with a flail.
bird flail.
I actually
bird flail.
had a flail, but oh wait, no, I still have it.
Yeah, you have the blink flail.
Yeah.
Still have that flail.
Yeah. It's okay.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Have I ever done you wrong?
No.
Okay.
That's
I
why
guess I could
trust-
always. Oh, Randy dropped just now.
Randy, you fuck.
He can't hear you.
Okay. Well,
Now he can hear you.
Randy, you fuck. All right.
What up?
I think that's it. I think we're good. Just normal streams for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Hopefully alive next week.
Hopefully we can get it next week. I'm very busy this week though, so it seems like
Ideally, I'd
everybody
actually work on an Australian accent between now and then, but I know
Ideally.
that's not going to happen.
else. You could literally just put the effort into learning Australian accent.
I've watched YouTube videos. I can't do it.
I can't say no. I'm very bad at Australian accents.
Stan Irving is a hologram.
You think
It's
we'd have picked
a
something?
programming
Nothing.
error.
Nothing at all. Can't do anything.
Nah.
Anyway, so I love you all. You're all beautiful people, even you. And we'll be back next time to talk, probably initially about dicks, and then eventually D&D.
And then more dicks, of
And
course.
then
Somewhere.
probably more.
There'll be a
Dicks
dick
and
sandwich.
buttholes are
Yeah,
spread throughout.
yeah, just like.
You shouldn't spread your butthole.
Is that official doctor advice?
Yep.
But why?
Stuff will
It
fall
poops
out.
better that way.
Stuff will fall out.
That's not a medical opinion.
No, my pager's off.
Can you please just end it?
All right, stream's gone. We'll be here, sitting here silently until next week.